What a wild week of people trying to outdo each other's mistakes. We're going to talk about all that next.
From the dead is a miracle, doc. They counted me out. Moment of truth, counting it down. Underdog story was down for the count. Back on my feet, back with a mic, back on the beat, back with a family that bang in the streets. The game on lock, I stand with a key. Standing my ground, I am planning to flee. Standing my ground, I am planting my feet. Taking a stand, embracing my destiny, shaking his hand, flipping the script.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. Here we're back. Another week, another Sunday. We're here.
Woo. The timing of that Sunday one was good today. Sometimes you have to you're a little slow sometimes, but you're on. It was perfect today.
Yeah, I actually hit it before I finished talking.
Oh, that's the trick right there.
Yeah. We got CrossFit. We've got Terry. We've got Meredith. We've got Trained Olive. The Spin came in to say there's lots of news breaking. Trust me, trying to keep up with the day is crazy. CrossFit is officially withdrawing from this show.
Like you're having withdrawals?
What? Oh, no, he's like the WFP.
Oh.
Keeping It Real came here to say fire Mike Tomlin because my wife said, who is Mike Tomlin? If he wins another game, he'll be the 10th winningest coach in NFL history. But that's debatable after the way they performed tonight. But speaking of football, my Chicago Bears are currently sitting as the number 1 seed in the NFC. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I did not have that on my bingo card this year.
Right.
Me neither, but they're doing so good. And now they're starting to beat some
good teams.
Some good teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So everybody's talking about the DBE thing. We are definitely going to get into that. That's wild.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
We'll get into that when we get there. We've got a lot of people in the chat. Being the second winningest comes with 20 million and a 24-year-old cheerleader. Very, very, yes. That is CrossFit. That may be the wildest story in the last 2 years. Bill Belichick retiring from or leaving the NFL, hooking up with a 24-year-old cheerleader.
It's weird.
It is just weird. It is weird.
It's North Carolina.
Yeah.
And she's very involved too. Like in the pregame. Yeah.
Legal, but weird.
Yeah. Legal, but weird. Yeah. So weird. It's weirder and grosser. The no drama coach, more drama than ever. Yeah. I'm glad we don't have that. My coach just takes off his shirt to give the whole city of Chicago free hot dogs. And if you're not following, the Wiener Circle in Chicago said if Ben Johnson ever took off his shirt in the post-game celebration, they would give free hot dogs to the city of Chicago. He did it this week in the post-game celebration. So Tuesday in Chicago, go to the Wiener Circle, free hot dogs.
Wow. Williams sucked up my fantasy this week, I will say.
Yeah, he's not a great fantasy quarterback.
No.
I had Burrows at the beginning of the year, but then once he got his injury and he was going to be out for months, I dropped him. And there was no good QBs available. I think I still have Tua.
Tua was terrible today.
So, yeah, I gave up on fantasy.
Jenny says the Wiener Circle sounds like a fun place.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Trained all of my fantasy team is bipolar. Yeah.
Am I last?
I don't think so. You actually started off with a couple wins, not even knowing that you drafted anybody or how to switch players. You won.
I'm annoyed because I like football a lot and I watch it all the time. So I'm annoyed that like my team just sucks and I just don't really know how to play it.
Did you all? I know that in Canada you didn't celebrate Thanksgiving this week, but Jamie, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
We had a good Thanksgiving, yes. Yep. Got with Aaron's side of the family on Thanksgiving and then hung out with my sister on Friday night. So yeah, made the rounds. It was great.
Aaron Fraser with a good one. Isn't that a Colton place, the Wiener Circle?
Sounds about right.
Since he sells his wiener dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew's 10 it says he's last. First to be eliminated from playoff contention like 3 weeks ago.
First in the bottom.
So I was home alone for Thanksgiving because of the sinus infection and everything. And my nephew showed up with Thanksgiving food and it was awesome. I didn't think I would miss it, but it was really nice to have it. And his turkey was moist. Like I've never had a moist piece of turkey until that day.
Moist.
And it was good. It was good. Usually it's dry as a bone.
Right.
So I really appreciate it. And he had homemade cranberry sauce that I've never had before. And it was, I think I'm an addict. Like if I would go out on the street and find that stuff. It was so good.
He must have heard last week's show.
I tried asking my mom for like the recipe of like why it's so juicy and stuff. And then she was writing this whole thing, but it's all in French. And I was like, I think we just got to make like a TikTok video or some sort of video that just easier. Cause a lot of people like it just, they eyeball it, right?
Right.
This. And there were so many things written. I was like, oh, I can't share this.
Larry Young, $4.99. Thank you so much, Larry. Am I the only one ready for some open talk? Yes. Yes. I am not ready for the open.
It's a little early for that. We got to wait till after Christmas.
Nicole's asking that we not use the word moist. But that's what it was. How am I? What
juicy? I don't say a moist turkey.
Right. Right.
It's just not a thing. Juicy turkey. Yeah, we don't say. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, Scott.
In cooking terms, you always want moist.
Baking, maybe.
Kenneth Lab says moist was the proper term. All the women are like, no moist.
Moist cake, correct. Baking, yes.
Okay, whatever. Kenneth is saying French or Quebecois. I can't even pronounce it.
Quebecois.
I'm with Carolyn. Say juicy.
Yeah, juicy.
Tender. We've got a tender.
That's okay too.
CrossFit says soggy meat. No, can't do soggy meat. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys had a great Thanksgiving. We sent my daughter off today to Montana on the plane. Lots of tears at the airport. But it was nice having her home for 9 days. So that was cool. And we had a great couple of days before she left, but it's always sad to say goodbye, but at least we had her here. So blessed to have that. But now back to the work week tomorrow. So with that, we'll start with the IF3 debacle. It happened last weekend. I didn't get to get your guys' impression as to your thoughts on it at all. For people who don't know, the IF3 Masters Championships were held in Australia last weekend. It was a complete cluster of an event. There were waterfall starts where they encouraged you not to catch the person in front of you, which is...
Could you imagine that?
No.
Just insanity. They had men and women going at the same time in the same lane, hoping they wouldn't run into each other. They had no medical staff. They had 2 clocks running, and judges looked at the wrong clocks for some of the people. So the times were way off on the endurance event. They tried to redo the event and halfway through said the complaints were so bad that they just were going to stop it. But the people who redid it, that could count for them if they wanted to, or they could use their original score. But if you didn't get a chance, you just got the original score, or you could choose to not have it count at all. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So I've given my thoughts this week. I think the most horrific piece of this is that there was no medical staff.
They're very lucky something didn't happen. Like Miriam that something like just anything can go wrong. That's crazy to not have any medical staff.
Yeah, I can't imagine being the people in charge and then one thing just goes wrong after the other. And you're like, okay, we're going to try and do this. And then you just don't think about this and that happens. And everything that could go wrong just goes wrong. And I think I would just start crying. I would just not even know what to do. Be like, oh my gosh, I'm in charge of all of this right now. And just, like everything is going bad. Oh, that must, yeah. I mean, for a professional event, right, that where they're trying to make it to the Olympics, I don't know for the masters division, but like for the regular division for the IF3, can't have this kind of stuff happen.
Who runs it? Is it the same people that run the individual?
I don't know.
So here's what happened. So there is the IF3. It's a governing body.
Right.
They want to be an Olympic sport. So that was the whole premise of this. They run it like the Olympics. The board puts out each event for bid, and a country and their federation can choose to then run the event. Australia won the bid for this event, and so then they were given the task of running the event. However, I don't think that means that you lose oversight as how the event is run. You're still the brand name of what's going on, and you would want to make sure that none of that is tainted by what happens at this event. They have been running events since 2016 and pretty good events. Shanna Bunce, who is a frequent person in the chat, went to their Masters games 2 years ago, said it was super well run, was one of the best events she's ever been to. But then something like this pops off and it totally damages their credibility and their name across all of their events.
Yeah. I didn't even know that this event was happening. I've watched the individual one in years past, but I guess I didn't even know that the Masters event was happening. Like
I thought the Masters normally happened the same weekend as the
so did I.
But now I know it doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, miscommunication. I think, someone was assuming someone else was going to do something and then a bunch of assumptions, and all of a sudden you're there and nothing has been organized. But
yeah,
I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, athletes just left after it started to turn into what it did. They just left.
That's tough because you spend a lot of money to go to Australia and do an event like this to be like, yeah, no, I'm done.
On top of that, in Europe, some countries subsidize their athletes who participate in this.
That's what I was going to say, is a lot of them would be coming from Europe.
Right. So there's also government money being put toward these athletes getting there and doing this event. And all of that is hosed by a poor run event. I mean, if you've ever competed and you have a water style event and you tell the athlete, try not to catch the person in front of you, that just is so counterintuitive to anything competitive ever.
Right.
So I just wanted to get your thoughts. We don't need to spend a lot of time on it. A lot of people have. There's a lot more big news coming that we need to dive into, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Was it live on YouTube at all? Or was this just?
It did not get streamed.
Okay.
That also fell through. There was a German contingent there filming for them in Germany, and they asked if they could share the stream, and the German contingent said no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I guess I think Spin and Hiller got some of the German footage that showed some of the stuff, and you can go to their sites and see some of that stuff. But again, it was the tip of the iceberg. There were so many things that were wrong. Made NorCal look like the gold standard.
I mean, yeah.
I like NorCal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. I don't know how you have any knowledge about the sport at all and can't think through some of these things.
Well, there should be a best practice for any event that's going on, some sort of best practice list that should be to all the directors of those events. And in the CrossFit space, it should be shared between semifinals, what you should have done by this date or how far ahead. And then they obviously need to implement something like that so this never happens again. But you should have a list of things that need to be at every comp. Apparently it wasn't there.
We have made statements that CrossFit did not have a lot of oversight at the age group games, but they did have some oversight. They were there. They were present. They did look at the workouts. They may not have changed them, but in their opinion, there was nothing there that this debacle, right?
Yeah,
so
you didn't.
There was some oversight, and they were. We dogged them, but at least they didn't let this happen.
Right. Yeah, they were. I mean, I think CrossFit would always step in if you're trying to run two different groups at the same time on one floor. It's just not unsafe.
Right. Well, if you watch the Hiller video, they tried to do it saying that they wouldn't run into each other, but there was a point where they had to cross over.
Right.
Right. And so anyway, we don't need to talk about that forever. One more thing before we get into the big news of the day. And that is, I just found this from a listener who sent this to me. If you guys remember at the Age Group CrossFit Games, I said I heard two rumors. And it's what kind of started the smear campaign accusation. And that was that there were going to be 6-figure contracts next year to try to attract people back to the WFP, and that they were going to run a full masters competition next season. So this comes out from Monster Games, and 4 pages in, there's a Q&A here, and I'll try to blow this up because it's on a graphic. Is Monster Games still a qualifier for Legends Championships? Answer is yes. We are also now an in-person qualifier for Desert City Classic and World Fitness Finals Masters Individual Division. So it appears to me that there have been negotiations about the WFP doing a full Masters season next year, and now you see that there are, and their master season may just be a qualifier to the finals.
Yeah.
We don't know, but apparently the Monster Games are a qualifier to those World Fitness Finals next season. And so I had heard this rumor when I was at the Age Group Games. I was told after I announced that I heard the rumor that I was just doing a smear campaign, but it appears now that there is something in the works for a Masters type season next year. My only other thought on this is, you've done so well in the individual side. It's really time to expand.
I mean, honestly, as far as pivots go, and maybe this isn't a pivot, this was probably always planned, but I do think this is probably a smart route to take.
It would bring more people to their events.
Exactly. And the Masters are looking for
different comps in person.
Yeah. And Jenny talked about what we talked about before we went on the air. It makes sense because Monster was previously Jason Ansley's event, and he's also the WFP director.
Right.
Yeah, the three of us talked about that before we went on the air, that it does make sense that Monster Games would be a qualifier for that. So there it is. So when they said I was just making stuff up for a smear campaign. There's one piece of evidence to show that my rumors are starting to come true. We'll see about the 6 figures when everybody withdraws and turns down contracts. So there's that. I don't have the pencil, pen, and because I was at the airport today, pencil, pen, and Sharpie in the loaded in. So we're just going to do it off the cuff. First pencil, pen, or Sharpie for the night is the theory behind a season-long test is something that should be explored as a concept for future seasons. And where I came up with this is Carolyne has argued that the Open should carry over to the quarterfinals, and then it becomes like a more of a season-long test. Now, we have
only if videos are public, and only if videos are public. Like,
well, it's our world. We can make it whatever we want.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Now, we've never stretched it on to like the semis.
Right.
But the one thing that I do like about the concept of WFP is that you have more tests to throw together to make a more complete test. Now, whether they did that or not, we're going to talk about that in a second. So pencil, pen, or Sharpie, the theory behind a season-long test is something that should be considered for future seasons.
I believe so. So I strongly believe Sharpie. I think all tests are relevant.
I'd say pen for sure. In CrossFit, like CrossFit games, I would venture more towards the pencil side. I love the idea of open quarterfinals to get you there, but I do think the games in and of itself should be its own test for the CrossFit games. For the CrossFit season, I wouldn't say it should be every score wrapped together, but I do think to get there, they should wrap them together. But I totally agree. I think it should be explored out of something like if WFP is trying to become these tour stops, like I prefer that system. Points lending through the season.
So my idea is that it's pen, because I think that you could carry it all the way to semifinals, but I am in agreement with you that the games is separate. Yeah. It's the qualifier is everything before rolled over, and maybe semifinals is worth more points like the WFP did with their final tour stop.
Yeah.
But like open quarters, semis are double onto the game. The games is its own, because it is a 10-12 event thing that can be a standalone test. The rest of them you're trying to squeeze into a weekend or a shorter time frame.
Right.
I think anything that's online can get on the same leaderboard. The moment it's in person, even if it's the same workouts, it's very difficult to replicate the weather, the floor, distances, like all of that. But if we're all doing the same open workouts, quarterfinals, open or online semifinals, those are all different styles. If you had all different styles of tests, they're all relevant. Like, yeah, the open is light and less skillful, but not less important. You still should be able to do a bunch of burpees and move a light dumbbell snatch and toast to bars.
It is.
And if you're gas doing burpees, but you can do legless rope climbs and lift heavy, you don't have good conditioning. Like,
correct.
Those are relevant tests. As soon as we get to the quarters and online semis, everything gets very heavy and high skill, and people have big holes. And I think that those tests are valuable. So anything that's online, public videos, more scrutiny of the videos, and they could all play into one large leaderboard so that the right people get to the games through an online path, if you want to go through an online path.
So Larry Young says pencil because the new open is such an outlier. Yes, for the old open. I think because it's more an outlier, it's even more important to combine it with the quarterfinal scores. Because it's only 3 tests, because you don't get a chance to do heavy or you don't get to do high skill gymnastics, it's important to keep those cardio pieces as part of the quarterfinal test that does have heavy, that does have high skill gymnastics.
Right.
And the quarterfinals is kind of a continuation of the open from past where weeks maybe 4 and 5 were more heavy and had higher skills. You're just getting a little bit more tests of that. Let's say you have 5 tests in the quarters that are more skillful and heavy, and 3 in the open that are less. Well, now you have 8 tests that we all took. Why do only 3 or 4, like 5 of them matter? Makes no sense to me.
Right. I just think it spreads it out over 8 events now.
You just do it. Just the people that have done those 8 tests are on a leaderboard together. Open videos, have at it.
Yeah. So the reason we bring that up is because that is what the WFP is trying to do, right? So we're going to talk about them. The big breaking news of the day. It's funny because the Spin just put it out that, and it came out in a press release that Danielle Brandon has been replaced by Maribel Gallardo from Spain. Holly saw her invite acceptance on IG this afternoon. So we've been trying to follow it, but the whole time we saw it, we were like, Riley Beebe is supposed to be the next person up. And then it turned out that Riley has, according to the Spins article, she has declined her invite. And then Maribel is now the choice to go. And Spin put out a poll question earlier this week. Should a decline of invite be the same as a withdrawal? And my response to him off to the side was, I think a decline is worse.
Yeah, kind of.
Because the reason I say that is you're talking about young, hungry athletes who would be starving for attention and exposure, and they're deciding it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's a little the time of year, and to be told 2 weeks before you need to travel out there right around Christmas, I can see why some people might have to decline at this point. But yeah, you would think these people are hungry for. I mean, maybe they know it's mathematically impossible, even if they went and won this, to get into the 20th spot. So why go? Why spend the money? And I'm guessing that's the case for these people who are sitting 38th point wise. Even if they won, I don't think they can get 20th place.
The people getting backfilled, like they don't have their transportation stuff paid for. Only the 20 athletes, right? So they're on their pockets there.
Right.
Are they guaranteed money though, even for last place, like at 30th place?
I believe so.
So at a minimum, you can maybe get even. Maybe. Probably
to
not.
Copenhagen for an American. I mean, I understand why these Europeans are taking it, but like it's going to be a tough sell here 2 weeks before to push some Americans over there that don't have expenses covered.
Yeah, because if it's just like 1,000, even 2,000 won't really cover it. So it's like at that point, you're probably best just to take time, get ready for Christmas or whatever you want to do for the next year.
That says too big of a risk. It's like a fighter filling in last minute.
I just don't think there's a net benefit. Like, I don't think they can I don't think they can points wise win a spot. So why go?
Because it's guaranteed money to win or like to go.
Well, if people keep withdrawing, they're getting closer and closer to 20th even without even going.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Maribel's jumped 8 spots just in withdrawals. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
And if this is what I would think, if you see these workouts and this is your home run, you've got a shot. No matter where you're at.
Well, that's true.
Points,
yeah.
Right. But if you're Jamie and you see these workouts, you're like, no, not even worth my time.
No.
And I think that's what you're seeing with withdrawals right now. Danielle Brandon has been fighting a back injury for as long as I've known her. And you see these workouts, she's probably like, not worth me ruining a season over. I just came off Rogue that was heavy. And now I see these workouts and I'm like, not worth it.
And she's up there in points, isn't she?
She's
done well at both of them.
I think she's like 3rd or 5th overall. Like, she's way up there. I think even if she went and took last on those 3-4 events, I still think she could finish top 20. So it is interesting to me because she's basically saying these events are not worth me a contract for next year. Like I already know I don't want to participate in this season.
She
Yeah, I
was-
think what you're seeing right now is people's decisions, I think, for next year.
Right.
Whether they're continuing and keeping it as an option or have given up and have already made up their mind next year that they're doing the game circuit only.
she was fifth by
Fifth.
out of 55 points out of first.
Yeah.
Which is nothing with double points.
No. Yeah, and
Yeah.
just to refresh everybody's memory, it's Amy Kringle in first, Lucy Campbell in second, Laura Horvat in third, Ariel Lowen in fourth. It was Danielle Brandon in fifth, Emma Lawson sixth, Emma Tall seventh.
Emma Tall's still in.
As of
As is-
now.
Yeah. I mean, I would like some of these people in that range, even if they're not feeling awesome at this point, I feel like might as well go because I think they can, if they want to participate in this season next year. Like I think they've done enough to squeak by.
Is there any additional money? I don't get how this works. This part works. So if they've already made their contract, is there money to win at this particular event? Like the 30K at this one as well, and like the same amount?
There's not-
What's
No,
Thought-
there's not a prize purse for this event. Like if Danielle showed up and got 20th here and that put her into 12th overall, she would win 12th overall's prize purse from the
For
whole
next.
from the
No.
whole season.
for the whole season. And if that is above her $30,000 contract, then
It's a difference.
she would get the more from the year, which that's where like I feel like people like Hatfield and stuff, like it's a little weird to me that they've just decided they don't want to participate in this anymore. Like they probably could have won some more money.
Because it's that plus the guaranteed of wherever you are from the 80,000 to 20th place
For
on
next season.
to 10K for next year as well. So it's whatever the difference is, if there is one, plus the guarantee of the next year.
Correct.
Yes.
But anything you won on the previous tour stops goes towards your
Your baseline
right.
contract.
So you may already be over that. Like if you're Amy Kringle, you're probably already over
Right.
your guarantee, and everything you make now is way above.
But it's more
Yeah.
additional money.
My only thought process is a couple of these people signed big, like the $80,000, $100,000 range, and just know that they can't get anything more out of this. So they're just taking the money that they got and being done. And again, that's why you don't do things like this. It has to be merit-based. Like you have to go earn it. You can't just give people money.
Well, it is going to be merit-based going forward. And so,
Yeah, that was just for the first year.
yeah.
Sort of.
They had to start somewhere, but
I disagree. They could have started with an online qualifier and
But that's over. We can't go back. We can't go back. Now it's merit-based. It's based on your season. And they're in such a pickle now. I don't even know what any of this is going to mean going forward. So here are the workouts. Now, again, this is supposed to be a season-long test.
Mhm.
And I thought Hiller did a great job by putting them all on a whiteboard and showing like this should all be one big test. And he definitely found flaws in it all, right? That there was too much of this, not
Mhm.
enough of that. And I thought it was a cool exercise to take two opposite people and predict kind of where they'd finish and see, was it a fair test across the board? Like Landon Collins and Travis Mayer are two opposite type athletes. And how would they finish?
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that, but
yeah,
and he
so
did it with like
Logan Collins?
Logan Collins. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I was like, who?
Logan Collins. Yeah. So let's go through the workouts. I don't have all the other 12 that go with these 9. So I don't have the 21. I just have the final 9. But let's talk about them. So we've already talked about the double swim.
Yeah.
We don't need to go over that again.
No.
Then I think we even talked about the 5 rounds for time with the parallel handstand push-ups and the toes to bar and the axle bar deadlifts.
Yep.
I think that's a good test.
I like that one.
Then we
It
go
is-
to pro.
yeah.
This is the project 1 test. Okay. Do you want me to go back?
No. Did it say it's kipping handstand push-ups, right, for that one?
I don't think we know.
It doesn't say.
I don't think they're going to release that.
I'll assume it is.
Then the third event is the project 1 event, which the whole community is to do. And
I just
that
don't
is-
get the weight vest. Like what? I just think it's like it's overprogrammed.
Yeah.
Why do you need a weight vest for the first half, then take it off? Like, I don't know.
what does a weight vest do on a ski erg?
I mean, it's annoying on the shoulders.
Yeah.
C2 bike? Does it affect your C2 bike?
It's just something on your chest to
Okay.
mess with your breathing. I feel like those vests get annoying.
Yeah, CrossFit. Nothing like a vested bike or an erg.
Elite fitness. Yeah.
I just think it's unnecessary. Like if you're gonna
It
do if you're gonna do a cardio event, do a cardio event. You already have it like with a bunch of machines in there too. Like adding a weight vest only helps people that have a little bit more mass anyways, because
Right.
it's just
Well, it is sponsored by 511.
There you go. That's why it's there.
Right down here, you can see presented by 511. So it's 60, 50 calorie C2 bike, 800 meter run, 120 meter dumbbell farmer carry, 800 meter run, 60, 50 cal ski, 800 meter run. Then you drop the vest, 60 sandbag step overs. So I'm assuming you're holding the sandbag stepping over a box.
yeah, probably like one of these ones.
Mm-hmm.
800 meter run, 60, 50 calorie row, 800 meter run, 120 meter sandbag bear hug carry, 800 meter run. Time cap 50 minutes.
Sheesh.
It's gross.
It's a long event. I like it. I like a long event. But yeah, the weight vest is completely unnecessary. This is supposed to be the event that like community wide does too.
Yes.
I wonder in the community version if there's no weight vest and they're trying to like up it for the elites.
I do think that reps are down.
Okay.
How many people in the community want to do this workout?
Me.
Jamie, Sam Briggs.
Yes.
I guess it is in Europe, and Europe love like
That's
great-
true.
Great
Yeah.
capacity, love running. They're fit.
Anderson, I feel bad for the people judging this event. That is awful.
Well, during the 800, you're not really doing much.
Yep.
You're just waiting until they come back and hope that they count their laps correctly.
So my question is, you've done a double swim with some machines, and then this for the third event, I just feel like your monostructural pieces are, oh man, I don't know. I don't know programming. I'm just going to let you guys talk. I'll shut up.
Well, I don't think the swimmer is going to necessarily be the best runner.
I know, but you're not really testing any skill at this point.
No.
Except for
this
the
is an endurance
handstand
event.
push-ups, the parallel handstand push-ups. All right. Then we go to a 1 rep max snatch. Time cap 8 minutes.
Hate it.
Well, I mean, if you have 9 events, I think a 1 rep max of something is fine, like in general. If I had less than that, then I'd be like, eh. So they've had a max clean, a max jerk, a max snatch.
That's a ton of favoring the strength athletes when you add these up over all the events and all the points go towards this. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. And that clean ladder is almost like a max too.
Exactly.
So then the 5th event is 100 wall balls, 150 weighted double unders, 50 weighted GHD sit-ups, 150 weighted double unders, 100 pull-ups. Time cap 18 minutes.
Gnarly. This one's okay. Like out of all the events of this weekend, I like this one or the parallel handstand push-up the best.
Yeah, I agree. This one's fine. I personally don't like the weighted GHG sit-ups. Like I've never liked them.
Yeah.
I don't know why we keep doing them, but
at least it's only 50.
They've done it twice. Yeah. Weighted double unders, that's fine. I'm assuming it's the Velites maybe rope.
Yeah.
Or it's because that's sponsor.
Yep.
So I don't know that skipping rope if it's heavy handles, heavy cables, or
both.
Which one it is. This one's okay though.
I wonder if they have to use the rope. This is where Colton had the issue with the Velites rope?
At the games.
Oh, it was at the games. It wasn't this. Okay.
CrossFit says this is in reference to the 1 rep max snatch. Great for socials. The other strengths were balanced with a second piece.
I mean, it can be great for socials. It can be awful for socials too. If you have a Brooke Wells incident, or, I mean, we get picked on by the high level Ollie IG people pulling up our videos and rehashing our lifts. Like, they're not perfect. Maybe we don't need to do these.
The 100 pull-ups here, I'll be interested to see how many no reps, because sorry, a lot of people for pull-ups, like they skirt the line. Like chest to bar is just easier to judge, especially at this level. It's just easier. There's not a big difference between the pull-up and the chest to bar, but I think it's definitely easier on the judge because some people are they get away with it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, people get away with the chest to bar too, though. They don't actually touch their chest.
You think they have like a loose shirt?
Yes.
I feel like most people are like shirtless now by this point in the workout.
Well, that's true.
Except for me on the floor.
The thing about 100 pull-ups too, like that's nothing for an elite athlete.
When it's a dense set like this, like that muscle stamina starts, because it'd be different if it's like 10 rounds of 10, 15, 5, 15, 10, right? Like the intensity is up higher, but like having dense sets like that of 100, you can overdo it on
at the end of a workout. Like, I mean, what was it at Crash, Carolyne, last year? Was it 50 chest to bars? Because people were doing like 1s and 2s at the end of that workout.
Yeah, but I'm saying regular pull-ups. Like I remember in the regional days when like Camille did 80 to start off a set. Like it's different than a chest to bar.
But not at the end of the workout.
It's not. I think it's gonna.
You have wall balls will get your shoulders fatigued.
Heavy dubs.
Then the heavy double unders will get your grip fatigued a lot, grip and shoulders. But that heavy rope is affecting your grip. To then go into the pull-ups, like they won't be doing a set of 80 here.
I don't think you're not gonna see somebody go do 2 sets here. Like it's gonna get broken up.
CrossFit says now we know why Caro wears oversized tees.
They're not oversized tees. They're regular tees. I'm not like the super, like some of the girls wear the very large tees. I'm just a regular t-shirt girl. All
right. 6th buy-in of a 36-meter run. We've talked about that online. Like, what a buy-in.
Yeah.
Well, at first when I was written 18 meters, I was like, 18 meters buy-in? I was like, what is this?
5 rounds of 12-meter handstand walk obstacle, 36-meter shuttle run, buyout 6-meter handstand walk obstacle. 6 meter.
Well, we don't have the details of the obstacle. Like, is it zigzag? Is it the stair with the ramp? So I guess, well, I didn't look at the videos on YouTube or their video.
But after 5 rounds of doing the obstacle for 12 meters each round.
Yeah.
Why not just have them run to the end?
Mhm.
I'm assuming you have to finish that last little obstacle before versus running on top of the obstacle. That's how I visualize it right now.
Okay. I don't.
It's going to come down to just execution and speed of the handstand obstacle. Because if you jog really fast, well, then are you able to kick up and go into these obstacles winded, high heart rate, upside down to be able to repeat? So someone like Danielle would be great at this, right? 'Cause she's a great runner and amazing on her hands under that high heart rate. Or Ariel will crush this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to come down to the execution and what those obstacles are. Actually, someone like Andrea Solberg could be very, very impressive here. If you've ever seen that girl do some obstacles stuff on her hand, like it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 7th event, we have 5 rounds for time, 2 rope climbs, 300-meter run, and cleans. And it is a ladder, a 4-3-2-1-1 with increasing weight on the bar each time.
Unnecessarily heavy. This should have just been a clean ladder or just go. I mean, this is just silly to me.
What's interesting is like when you start going heavy like this, you normally want to, some people like to lift in lifters, but then it's paired with rope climbs and run. You can't wear running shoes because that ruins the shoes
climb.
for your rope climbs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're wearing trainers here. And sometimes, especially in let's say squat clean, you'll see some misses just because people would prefer to lift those heavy weights with their lifters. So how often do people train these loads without their special shoes, right?
Right. I mean, in the first event, we had the run, rope climb, snatch.
No, you had the run, ring, muscle ups, and snatch.
Oh. Okay.
Is what I'm thinking of.
But
that was a light snatch.
It was a lighter snatch. What I'd
Yeah.
say, I wouldn't say it was light. People were failing that last bar. It was like
No, but not because it wasn't light, just because they had gone to their max capacity with the
it
ring.
was the right. I would say it was the right weight.
It was
Like
perfect,
any heavier, you would have actually had to like back off of the workout to be able to hit that bar.
Yeah,
And that
it was a weight that you could go touch and go, but it probably wasn't worth it until the last round when you try to go for it. But yeah, these weights are very heavy.
ridiculously heavy.
Especially with the field that's coming now. I don't know how many. I mean 240 now for the girls is a weight that I want to say is average now, almost average. Be curious to see what that is in comparison to what the field cleaned at the past event. 340, 240. Yeah.
What's the over under on the number of women who can't finish the ladder?
I'm starting to look at
8.
Okay, so 2 rope climbs plus 300 meters. Just that 5 times. How long is that?
It's what, 800-meter run? I can't.
Well, you have 300 meters every time, plus 2 rope
meters.
climbs. So you're looking at about 2.5 minutes times 5. You're 10. Let's call it 10 minutes right there.
Yeah.
Then you got 5 minutes to do these.
It is hard to read CrossFit. I'm struggling.
I mean, some of them just might need more time to get settled. They might miss, but then some of them definitely will get time capped.
What did the weight go up to at Crash in that double under toe to bar workout?
205 maybe.
And there was 7-8 girls there who couldn't even do the last bar.
But
I think this is.
I don't think it's the same field. 1, 2. I don't think. Like there was like 100 toes bars in that,
normal.
And double unders.
Yeah, but this is event 7. I mean, is this the first event on the 3rd day?
With all these replacements and the withdrawals,
right.
I think a third of the field doesn't finish.
I
that.
agree, I totally agree, Scott.
Yeah, it's definitely too heavy. They didn't need this event. You can have a moderate heavy clean without it being like almost at people's maxes, like 90%.
I don't think it needed to go above 205.
Yeah, 205, 215 would have been fine.
Give it 3 weeks. It could be a similar field to the crash.
I mean, I would say it kind of almost like, sure, you got 5, 6 there at the top that are going to probably be okay here, but you go down the list, people are.
Give it 3 weeks and Dents is in. Yeah.
I mean, Haley's probably thankful she's not going.
All right. 8th workout is 4-time 30-24 cal echo bike. 20.
You have to read it like Hiller. Echo bike.
Echo bike.
Some of his takes on some of these things just really boggle my mind.
20 saw devil's press. 20 saw overhead squat. 30
All of this
box
made
jump
sense to me.
overs. Yeah, and then 14 saw devil's press, 14 saw O squat, 30-24 cal echo bike, 8 saw devil's press, and 8 saw O squat.
I mean, another workout that goes all the way until, 170 pounds in the dumbbell. That overhead squat will start testing people's mobility for sure. A lot of people get very toesy on the dumbbell overhead squats and lean a lot to one side. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of people struggling with 170 pounds in that overhead squat position, really being challenged with their positionings there.
CrossFit says it's
Again,
crazy.
another power output heavy one.
Yes.
It's crazy that we could use all that space for the full words. Yeah, there's a lot of empty space on this.
I mean, I write it like that when I write it.
I do too. Like, this doesn't bother me at all.
But
that's how I write it.
I've
Single
been doing
arm.
CrossFit since 2011, and I've never seen saw as single arm.
That's how I
Really?
write it.
That's how I write it every time.
It's never been that way on any of the places I've been.
I usually put a backslash in there, or I guess / I usually use S/A whenever I do single arm or single leg. I have a / But yeah, this doesn't bother me at all.
Now,
See, that's exactly how I write it. But then, like, I would write it. I probably wouldn't write single arm overhead if I'm sending it to someone. It's more like my notes would be like SAOH, like space OH.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very common.
Now, I would have used OHS and not OH squat.
Yeah, I would do OHS
Like, it's
too.
just a
Yeah,
mix
that's
of
true.
things.
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
like a mix of some things are abbreviated, some things are not.
Yeah.
And that's why it looks weird to me. Like saw by itself doesn't look right because OHS isn't beside it. It's OH squat.
Mm-hmm.
And CrossFit says write it out the first time and then abbreviate the rest of the repeats.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
yeah, I like that there. So
But you have
It
like
doesn't
another
say whether
another
it's like-
workout that's has machine heavy on the overhead squats at the end, coming off the heavy cleans.
Jay Birch asks, is this alternating? It does not say.
I
I'm sure
doubt that you have to. I don't think you have to.
Yeah, I'm sure you can do whatever you want. You could do 5 per arm. You can do
Yeah,
do
you'll
every other.
pick whatever arm.
Yeah.
Didn't change devil's press into an acronym. Weird.
Yeah, we didn't want the DP.
And the box jumps are what height? 30
Uh,
36, 30.
Yeah, this is everything about this is
High.
big man, power output, strong. Like,
I mean, I would like the jumping personally, but yeah.
The final workout is 3 rounds for time, 10-8 ring muscle ups, 8 thruster, 9-meter front rack walking lunge. Time cap 10 minutes. Short barrel. I'm assuming that's the bar.
Probably.
Shorty bar.
Yeah, short bar.
What's the weight
it's
on
short
that?
barbell. This green on green is very hard to
Which
read.
makes it feel even heavier.
Yep.
On the thruster. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough workout.
What was the weight?
185, 125
Whoo!
on the
Yuck.
thruster. I'm not
That's
as worried with the
gnarly.
walking lunge because like I would probably go like this just to save my shoulders and stuff. But those 8 thrusters at the 125 paired with the 8 ring muscle ups. Is it 3 rounds? Spicy.
Yeah, this is gnarly. Again, overprogrammed.
If you're colorblind, it's gray on gray.
Yeah, I don't think it needed to be this heavy at all.
Yeah,
Make it more sprinty at the end. Make it lighter than 125, 185, and let's get more of a race.
Yep.
Do you think they're looking at these withdrawals and looking at this programming and thinking this is why we're losing some people?
No.
Or do you think they're unaware of that?
I think they're unaware. I think they're
sure.
oblivious. Will thinks they're great events. He would probably crush them. He probably can't see the fault in it. I personally, and you guys know my bias, so everything to me just is heavy, unnecessarily heavy for heavy's sake. And I don't know. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing, like, even at Crash, like, people just standing there, not able to do that last bar. Like, you could have been the fittest person there, and then you had to stop, and people pass you. I hate seeing that at events.
But I think you should be able to clean 205 at that level. Like, I don't think that's...
Well, when you invite masters there that can't, like...
That's different, but I wouldn't say that, like, the last bar at Crash was ridiculously heavy. I think this clean ladder is definitely very, very heavy. Overly heavy for what it needed to be.
We're going to see a lot of standing around. And
like, I think they could have ended it around 215 and that would have been fine.
Like, what happened to just
242 is insane.
It's insane.
Like the one year at the games we ended, it was the 200-meter run with the cleans, and we ended at 235 for the females.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the girls got capped there.
Yeah.
And that was 2020.
Haley had to stand there, and Sam, they just stood there. Like, that's not fun to watch. I remember standing there, like, I think I had like tears in my eyes just watching them just stand there like, this is awful.
Because you had people with 8 minutes in their cap last time. And I want to say that like 240 may have been the average, but they had 8 minutes to kind of build up to that. Under fatigue with the run, rope climb, not maybe having their shoes or the right setup, I think it'll be tough for half the field at least.
All right. So I want to move into something more positive than the WFP. And that is, we have a sponsor, guys.
Whoop, whoop.
Thirdzy. This week is going through my sinus infection and everything. It has been the miracle supplement for me to get some sleep this weekend. And what's awesome is we are running a Black Friday sale. And so it is up to 50% off when you go to thirdzy.com/Jazzy. And you, with Jazzy, you get free shipping. So the discounts are better than what our discount is. So
Right.
what Thirdzy says is we'll let your code give them free shipping on top of the insane discounts we're getting.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is I go to sleep, I wake up refreshed, I'm not groggy, I don't have that melatonin feeling, and it's freaking awesome. So
last week I had only had it cold, and then you guys convinced me to take it hot, and now I'm like, that's what I had at the beginning of the show, and I was just trying to have like a tiny sip at the beginning, and then it was so good that I just kept having it earlier than I wanted to. But the hot salted caramel is where it's at.
It is the best.
Like I like the cold too. but
Yeah.
hot is even better.
Especially at wintertime.
Yeah.
Snuggle right up, get under a blanket.
That's what I've been
Go to
doing.
sleep.
Like in the evening as I'm doing work or whatever, watching TV, I'm like, I have my hot Thirdzy salted caramel. It's great.
John George ordered his, used Jazzy. Looking forward to seeing if he can sleep past 3 a.m. That's what I'm trying to do, John, and it worked.
Yeah. Tag us in that, John. I'm curious to see if that works for you too. All of my numbers went up. My HRV finally is like leveling out.
Yeah. So check that out. Thirdzy /Jazzy. Use the code Jazzy. Get you free shipping on the great deals. And they have extended it through 10 p.m. December 2nd.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. The sale is on through then. So there we go. So now our next pencil, pen, and Sharpie as we move into some pretty cool news. Pencil, pen, or Sharpie, CrossFit Media is getting back to the roots of the methodology and it's rebuilding the base.
Pen.
Yeah, pen. I agree with that statement. The base, yeah. I still think that they need to work on a little bit more expanding. But I think it's good to rally, to get the base on board and the people who are currently doing CrossFit on board, but more to get people into our gyms.
Yeah, more clear IG and Facebook posts of what is CrossFit, like short,
Consistent.
eye-catching, yes, consistent messaging that can be easily shared that draws people in.
Yeah, just more frequent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's some good stuff. I still want it more.
Clock says pencil. What I've seen is these really cool highlight videos in an affiliate where it's people of different ages, people of different groups. That we had the quick fix, CrossFit's the answer. We had Forging Elite Fitness. Now they're running James Sprague is what makes a good coach. I don't know if you guys have seen that now.
I've seen that.
It's like a Q&A with James Sprague talking about what makes a good coach in the affiliate, which is interesting. But what we stumbled upon last week is there was a gentleman named Ethan Bernard who was going to Tennessee to visit family for Thanksgiving. And I'm going to pull up his Instagram here. Sure I am. This is the post that I saw that started me wondering what was going on. And
trying CrossFit for the first time today. Right now, we're in Tennessee visiting my family for Thanksgiving. I'm really excited for that, but an opportunity came up today for us to visit one of the biggest CrossFit gyms in the country, and I'm going to be doing a full class this afternoon. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Starting out the day with some clean protein.
So this guy has been on a weight loss journey. He started at 660 pounds. He is now down to 460. And that big gym, as we all could figure out who have been around the CrossFit space, was CrossFit Mayhem. And he went the day before Thanksgiving. There were stories on his Instagram that are no longer up there of him working out with Josh Malone at Mayhem, being taught push-ups on a barbell on a rig, those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a show last week and people were asking, what are they doing with this? They need to film this. We need to do all this kind of thing, right? I reached out to Jenna Hauka. There is a video coming out the end of this week on this guy's adventure at Mayhem. And I am so pumped for that.
That's great.
That is great. I do think it's stuff like that, like scaled push-ups, showing that someone that size can get in there and do it, and there is an option, because people still are like, it's too hard, I can't do it, I need to lose weight before I go in,
or look a certain way.
Yeah, people need to see that you can walk in and we will find you something to do. It's doable.
Mm-hmm.
I went off on a little riff over the week because some of the comments were, CrossFit's dangerous. You shouldn't be doing that at your weight, blah, blah, blah. And I lost my mind on the lunch show this week. I'm not going to rehash that. But as someone who walked into a CrossFit gym at 400, 500 pounds, like I had such good coaching that showed me a way to do CrossFit in a way that I was successful, and lost over 200 pounds myself. So like, I know it works. And not only did I not get hurt, the aches and pains of my life started to go away. And so I really hate when people step in on the internet and someone who has already lost 200 pounds try to get in their way of accomplishing even more. That really got under my skin this week, but I cannot wait to see the results of this. And now I've been following this guy as he continues his journey through the weight loss thing. And I think it's going to be fun to see.
So does he belong to a CrossFit gym at home?
This was his first attempt at CrossFit, was
Okay.
at Mayhem.
Okay.
He's been working with a nutritionist and a private trainer.
Okay.
And he wanted, I don't know what the whole story is. I'm sure we'll find out more in the video if that's something he wants to dabble into now or not. I don't know. All I know is the visit to Mayhem. And in some of the stories, he was like, it was awesome. It was hard. I had a good time. And he seemed to really enjoy it. So I'm anxious to see how the video comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. We need to see more of that kind of stuff. And especially if you can put, different age or different bodies in classes where you see them doing the different movements, and just pump that content all the time to like reiterate to people that what they're seeing from the people that have thousands of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers or the CrossFit Games is not what you're going to be forced to do at a CrossFit gym.
Right.
And that everyone is at their own pace, pushing themselves at their, ability and at the right intensity for them, their relative intensity, right? Like that stuff is so important to see.
My only suggestion to them at this point, it's actually two. Have an action item at the end of your videos.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get to an affiliate? Just tell me how to do that. And the other thing is, and this is something that Savannah said a long time ago, it doesn't need to be so polished every time. It can be like Instagram is full of people with an iPhone, and they're popular and they go viral and they do amazing things on there. Not everything has to be an 8K camera that's edited down to the minutia of it all. Just put, like Carolyne said, pump out the content. Don't let the editing slow you down.
Mm-hmm.
There is stuff that is really, really good that you can just pump out. Everyday heroes, just pumping them out.
Yep. It
doesn't have to be glossy and shiny every single attempt. Jay Birch said a relative intensity. Well said, Carolyne. So that was really cool. I was so glad I stumbled upon that and got to follow up with Jenna on that.
Yeah, I hope that they do like a follow-up like down the road, right? To see how he's doing and just, continue to follow his journey. Like it's interesting. Because they did one on you when you started, right? You like a long time ago.
Yeah.
What year was that?
When I started, it was just 5 years ago during COVID.
2020?
2020.
But there's been no like follow up. Like I want to see, like they should do like follow up down the road, right?
Yeah.
Be good to see and just keep people engaged with just that stuff.
John George says, I still think a spin on the I am CrossFit would be great. Show people in their everyday life job and then in the box with them saying, I am CrossFit.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be cool.
And that wouldn't need to be glossy. That could just be quick hitters on an iPhone.
Some affiliates do it, but it needs to come from the main account.
Yeah.
There's just way more followers.
CrossFit says, I miss the old workout of the day videos. Yeah. If they just had a repository where affiliates would love to be featured on CrossFit HQ.
Yeah.
Just make a repository for them to dump like an I Am CrossFit video, and you'd have thousands to choose from.
Yep.
All right. Last pencil, pen, or Sharpie for the night. Pencil, pen, or Sharpie. Pre-physical screenings are more optics than true value.
Sharpie.
Hold on, I have to look at the way. Say that again.
Pre-physical screenings are more optics than true value.
I guess it depends who's doing the physicals, and because people, if it's their own people, they're going to sign off on whatever injury they have or
100%.
So there's I don't know. You could find out stuff, but it just depends who's taking it and what they're even pre-screening for.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason this is brought up is CrossFit has announced that they are going to force all individual and team athletes at the games to go through a physical prior to competing at the games. However, that physical is done on your own dime, and you just bring, I'm assuming you'll be given a sheet that needs to be filled out. I would hope something to make it consistent. But if you get to take it to your own doctor, I think it's all optics.
Yep.
But like in sports, like even if there's trades, right, in professional sports, you have to pass some sort of physical before, the trade deal is even accepted sometimes. So it's not like it's a new thing in our sport that's not happening elsewhere. Like it does happen in every sport. And sometimes, but it's done by the new team who's going to do a thorough investigation. In this scenario, because they'll be like, oh, you didn't tell us before this trade that this person has this wrong. Deal's off, right? Or just you need to get medically cleared. Even like when I was on, at Wisconsin, like you couldn't play, like you had a medical stuff, like a testing and physical testing at the beginning of the season, and you have to pass those before playing. But those were done by the school, and yeah, they want us to play, but you have to still pass that. In this case, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work in terms of you're going to your own doctor. I mean, if people have something really wrong, they won't be able to get away with it because, I mean, a medical professional should be keeping their clients safe as much as possible.
Right. They have a duty
Yeah.
to do no harm, right?
Yeah.
Meredith says, wouldn't a concern be for the women who are very early pregnant and they're not ready to announce that yet? Well, it's still covered by HIPAA in the States. Like if you are a United States citizen and nothing medical can be disclosed publicly. I mean, that's against the law. And there is doctor-patient confidentiality.
You think a doctor would sign off on somebody that they knew was pregnant?
Depends on the doctor.
It does depend on the doctor. I'm surprised that they're not doing this for the Masters, to be honest. That'd be the group that I'd be worried about.
CrossFit says, just like the chiropractor that'll prescribe peptides and TRT, you can find them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why this is silly, because you're just asking people to find ways to work around.
Shanna defending her profession. Some docs take participation sports physicals seriously. And I agree. There are really good doctors. And I have found that in my own journey to get over all this stuff I'm going through. There are good doctors and there are bad doctors. And I hate bad doctors and I love good doctors.
But the thing is if you have your own doctor that says no, you will go and find one that will say yes. That's the issue here. If it's the same doctor that's saying no, and like it won't matter if that one doctor is going by the rules and making sure that athlete is going to be safe, that athlete will find someone. If they want to compete at the games, they're going to find whatever to compete at the games.
Right. That's why this is silly.
Andrew Stem wants to know where he can find that chiropractor. Tom of the 757. Pilots with their FAA physicals, pilots know which docs will sign them off, and they all go to them. That's scary. As I have a daughter flying in the air currently. Thank you for that, Tom. So I've seen this a lot, probably CrossFit minimizing liability.
Yes.
It's not going to minimize liability.
No.
If every athlete had to have a physical the year that Lazar died, everybody'd still be up in arms that CrossFit didn't do enough, didn't have enough lifeguards, didn't have enough safety protocols. All of that, those same arguments would still exist.
Yep.
When you go to a physical before you play high school football and a kid gets severely injured or dies on the field, the parents still sue. Shanna, I found an 18-year-old athlete with a mild coarctation of the aorta.
I have never heard that.
But there will be a record of the doc who says no. If an event happens, records will be open for the lawyers.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Like Adam Banks and his wrist during the Mighty Ducks.
That's a great movie.
That is a good movie.
I was talking about that in class like last year, and my students had no idea. And I was like, I'm old now. Like they didn't even know the Mighty Ducks movie. And this was like the hockey team that I coached too, and they had never seen it. And I was so disappointed.
That's sad.
Yeah.
You got to give them homework.
You know what we should do next week is top sports movies of all time. It's the off season. What are we going to cover next week? 5 more withdrawals from WFP. Let's do sports movies or something.
All right.
Meredith says, Shanna, I'm sorry. I'm surprised it wasn't discovered younger. Yeah. All right. So that is the funny thing about the medical issue is, for people who don't know, when the Spin put that story out, the picture he used was of our very own Carolyne Prevost. So I don't know if he was trying to insinuate something that she was the oldest person at the games last year, and
did
that
I
she's
need
in
to
the
pass
geriatric
through
club.
the geriatric test or something? Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, why is my picture being used? Did I have anything wrong medically? I mean, my rash that was everywhere, but
How long did that take to clear up? Like,
about 3 weeks.
wow.
About 3 weeks, I'd say.
So if you had to have medical clearance, would your doctor clear you to compete?
I did go see the medical staff the whole time. It started there. Like 2 days before the event. They were giving me cream the whole time.
Carolyne was the only games athlete with an osteoporosis screen. Oh, okay. Wow. Well, with that, don't forget, Thirdzy's running their Black Friday sale all the way through Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Use the code Jazzy, get free shipping, as they're discounting everything so highly. Now's the time to do it. It'll never be this low again.
Can't be beat.
So up to 50% off. Go check that out. Thirdzy.com/Jazzy.
And if you have any Cyber Monday deals that you want to share with us, write them in the comments. so that I can go shopping tomorrow online for some Christmas stuff. Yeah. Give me some ideas. What good deals are on?
Jay Birch asks, so would you need clearance to compete in the Open? I don't think it's at that stage. I think it's once you make the games, you are then required to get the medical screening. So Shanna says, actually, CrossFit reversed my osteoporosis. No need for any screening as long as I keep doing it.
That's awesome.
Amen, sister.
That's a video for Instagram.
There it is. Get on that, CrossFit HQ. Thank you, Trained Olive. For that, I'll even call you Winter. John George says NoBull's 50% off. I got to ask, since NoBull's no longer affiliated with CrossFit, Justin had those foot problems. He gets away from NoBull, and now he doesn't have foot problems, and he's competing in running events. Coincidence?
Probably not.
I've never liked the NoBull shoes. I like the look of them. I think they look cool. Like, you know, simple look, what I like. I love their clothes. I think the NoBull clothes is very comfortable. I love their backpacks. Their shoes were always super hard for me. Like, I didn't find comfort in them. I'll wear them just casually still, just because I have them. And I like the style, or like I might like color with an outfit, but the comfort of them I didn't enjoy.
Yeah, their clothes are extremely. They are the softest shirts ever.
Yeah. No, the clothes and the backpacks and stuff, great. It's expensive, so that 50% might be good.
Yeah. Shannon now has the bones of a 20-year-old.
And then CrossFit.
I missed it. Is that poor 20-year-old still alive? Oh,
So clever.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you for being here. We love you all. It's always a blast every Sunday night. And we'll be back next Sunday night for Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. We will see you all then. Thank you. Have a great week. Bye, guys.